What's up everybody, this is Zoya, the Russian Korean. And today we are continuing with Explore the Lore series. But before we get into that, let me just say that I now have a Twitch channel. And I'm going to be trying to stream every Tuesday and Friday. We'll see how it goes. I'm really kind of just experimenting. If you have a Twitch account, then please follow and subscribe and, you know, all that jazz. All the links to my other outlets, including Twitch and Instagram and Patreon, are in my channel description. Okay, now let's get into the actual Explore the Lore video for today. And I thought long and hard about, well, which region should I explore next? I really haven't been going with this series fast enough, so I thought, you know, which region do I want to tackle today? And yeah, I've made my choice. The region for today is Demacia! All the Lux and Garen and Galio mains are going to be happy today. I'm actually looking forward to exploring the region because I know bits and pieces, you know, from all the other things that I've picked up from, you know, videos and what you guys have said in the comment section. And also, you know, of course, I'm going to stumble on things without really intentionally trying to. But today I'm actually going to, you know, go there and explore. So here I am on the universe website. We are going to go into regions as usual, as protocol is, and we're going to go into Demacia. Tra-ra-ra-ra, whoa. Much civilization, very architecture. Something must be happening because there is this crowd of people gathered in the square. But you know what's interesting? Everyone is gathered here, but there is no one on the outside. Why is that? Usually when people gather, they are like everywhere, like ants, you know, scattered. Of course, there might be like a concentration of people at a certain place, but there's usually people in other places too. But here, it almost looks like everyone is on lockdown here in the middle. It's a little bit weird, but you know, it's fine. Let's keep going. By the way, birds. Always birds. Okay, how about we read this description, which is so tiny. Let me just make it bigger. Okay, I actually wasn't 100% zoomed into the page. Okay, well, here we are. Demacia, a strong, lawful kingdom with a prestigious military history. Demacia's people have always valued the ideals of justice, honor, and duty most highly, and are fiercely proud of their cultural heritage. But in spite of these lofty principles, this largely self-sufficient nation has grown more insular and isolationist in recent centuries. Aha, so this picture kind of captures that pretty well. Now Demacia is a kingdom in turmoil. The capital, the great city of Demacia, was founded as a refuge from sorcery after the nightmare of the Rune Wars, and built upon the riddle of Petricite, a peculiar white stone that dampens magical energy. I almost read Petricite as pesticide. It is from here that the royal family has long seen to the defense of the outlying towns and villages, farmlands, forests, and mountains rich with mineral resources. However, following the sudden death of King Jarvan III, the other noble families have not yet approved the succession of his sole heir, young Prince Jarvan, to the throne. Why though? Is he like illegitimate or something? Those who dwell beyond the heavily guarded borders are increasingly viewed with suspicion, and many former allies have begun to look elsewhere for protection in these uncertain times. Some dare to whisper that the golden age of Demacia has passed, and unless its people are willing to adapt to a changing world, something many believe they are simply incapable of doing, the kingdom's decline may be inevitable. And all the Petricite in the land will not protect Demacia from itself. A kingdom in turmoil, I guess, is a good little catchphrase for Demacia. Let's look at the champions. We got Silas, Garen, Sona, Lux, Jarvan, Lucian. I knew Lucian was from here. Morgana, Kale, Fiora, Poppy, Quinn, Shivana, Vayne, Zinzao, and Galio. What are some surprises for me? Shivana. I did not know Shivana was from Demacia. She doesn't look very Demacian to me. Also didn't know Poppy was from Demacia. Interesting. For those of you who are not familiar with how Explore the Lore goes, I do not delve into the particular stories of each champion in this region exploration. I think that deserves its own thing because each champion has their own background, their own story, their own artwork. And I feel like if I try to do it for every single one of these, it's either going to be really shallow or it's going to be super long. So yeah, we're going to leave that for another day. But for now, we're just going to keep going. And there are some related stories here. Jax. Was Jax one of the champions here? No, didn't see. But okay. And yes, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, there are actually lots of stories here. But again, not reading individual stories. You're like, what do you even do in these videos if you're like not even doing the fun parts? Okay, I'm just looking at stuff that they show, okay? The featured video here is Tales of Runeterra Demacia, which I have seen, which by the way, if you haven't, I'll put a card up here so you can watch it for yourself. But yes, fun video with Garen and Fiora and all that jazz. Okay, Visions of Demacia. Ooh, this is one of my favorite parts, which is looking at artwork. I mean, who doesn't like that? High Silvermere, a city in the rocky highlands of Demacia's northwest. Wow, you know what this reminds me of, kind of? Reminds me of Greece. I've never been to Greece, but I've seen pictures. There's a port and kind of islands, sort of. Yeah, the architecture here too, a little bit reminds me of like Turkey, Greece, kind of. I like the mood. I guess it's the weather in this picture. It's like really sunny and bright. Very calm. But at the same time, you can see the statue kind of carved in here. You get the stoic also idea of their architecture. Oh, this looks like a cathedral. The Citadel of Dawn, Palace of Jarvan III. Everything kind of points up, very skyward design. Yeah, people are tiny, so this thing is huge. You can kind of tell that, you know, there's all this stone here. It's like a fortress. It is a fortress, but beyond it, there's like this desert. There's like nothing there. It's all green here and then boom, rocks and nothing. Okay, I've seen this picture. The Hall of Valor, where fallen Demacian warriors are remembered for their sacrifice. Okay, good. I see like a little throne room here or something. Kind of reminds me of modern art. Very spacious, super tall ceilings, very little color, blockish. Like these statues, they're not, you know, elaborate. They're not like the ancient Greek statues that like every muscle, every vein, you can see it. But it's more like choppy chop. I mean, it still looks good overall, but it does give you that, you know, like I mentioned before, the stoic vibe. Also, everything looks organized. It's not like this mashing of, you know, different cultures, different styles and colors and everyone just like blah. Kind of a contrast to Shurima and also, what's the other one? Noxus, which is more like a mishmash of like cultures and different peoples. This definitely has its own, you know, canon, how things should be. Okay, moving on. Ooh, I like the high contrast here. The Temple of the Lightbringers. There's this one lone person just walking up the hill. I'm just checking out the architectural details here. I think this is pretty cool, this little detail here. And the Grand Plaza, the one that we saw animated in the banner of Demacia City, where its rulers are appointed to roars of acclaim from the people. Okay, so this would be like a coronation ceremony. I guess the one being coronated would walk all the way up here and hurrah hurrah would all happen right here. And then all the people watch. I mean, that's nice, but I still wonder how come there's like no one outside. Why is absolutely everybody in here? Okay, so this was a series of photos. There wasn't much description. I mean, there were titles for photos, but there wasn't like, you know, more detailed description. So I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere here. So there's more artwork, which is going to talk more about the life in Demacia. Okay, so the next thing we're looking at are the Demacian Raptors. Why do they need their own section? I guess it's significant. Demacia Raptors. Native to the high crags, raptors are voracious predators. Nevertheless, rare individuals have been known to forge such a bond with these creatures that the raptor may permit itself to be ridden. These riders fighters serve in the Demacian military, scouting and harassing the enemy lines. Oh, is that Quinn? Is Quinn one of them? Also looks like Shivana in her dragon form. Is that what she actually is? But she actually transforms into it. She doesn't just ride it. Raptor wingspan. Or is Quinn just like, is her pet just like a hawk or whatever? Raptor knight. Wow, this is pretty cool. It's like feathers. I don't know how practical it is, but it certainly looks nice. I always wonder though, you know, in the summer when it's really hot, how do you like live while you're in this armor? Like, do you just get cooked inside, or how does that work? And like, it's not even, you know, in the fictional world. Like, this is actually inspired by the real world, you know, armors of medieval knights, I'm assuming. And like, how did they do it? How did they do it? Because I've seen those in the museum and I'm like, I'm pretty sure when you stand in that under hot sun, it gets really hot. Ooh, this almost looks like a photo. Rise to the Raptor Airy. Is this an NPC? Just standing there? Yeah, they write about this petricide and how like it's, you know, against magic and all that, but like, come on, it looks like marble and it actually looks very pretty. It does look pretty. This reminds me a little bit the architecture of the Moscow subway. Seriously. Demacian army. Prince Jarvan the Fourth. Ooh, look at him. He has a pretty small head, which I think is supposed to tell me that he's really tall. Nice shoulder guards there. And you know, he's got the little hip swing. By the way, I suck at playing Jarvan. I tried playing Jarvan like once or twice. I can't. Demacia Elite Guard. So this is a lady. And her armor looks kind of like a tunic with some leggings and boots, but all in this one armor. And a cape, of course. Thing is, why is this area exposed? Like, wouldn't you think that this is a kind of vital here? Wouldn't you want to protect this area? Or is fashion more important here? Ooh, nice swords. Demacian weapons. The design ethos of Demacia is elegant, yet minimalist and austere. Its armor and weapons are not overly ornate. Thank you for telling me that. I couldn't tell from the picture, but sure. Actually, I think, personally, these look very tasteful. Like I said before, it's not like, let's put everything we can on this sword, but, you know, just the right amount of detail, but not too much. And a grace and elegance. Ooh, military elite. Demacia boasts a small but elite standing army. Its captains and generals lead from the front, and their warriors follow with unwavering discipline. Well, it's nice that the leaders are in the front and they're being followed. It's not like, you guys go in the front and I'm gonna be behind you so that I'm protected just in case. So their leaders, you know, they're brave. And they are out there leading, which is what they're supposed to do. I gotta say though, this horse is massive. Absolutely, because I don't think this guy is small. Like, again, like I always tell by the size of the head compared to the rest of the body, you can kind of tell how big a person is, how tall they are. And this just shows me that he's not a small guy. And this horse is humongous. Like, I don't know. He can't. I don't think he can just jump on top of that. Like, somebody has to help him, or he needs like a ladder to get on top of this horse. Demacia steel. The only colorful thing here, you can see a little bit of skin, but it's really mostly just the cape. Everything else is gray. Sometimes referred to as silver steel or rune steel, this alloy is highly regarded across Runeterra. It is rumored that Demacian armorers quench the metal in blessed waters to offer protection from magic in battle. So this is the ultimate melee armor here. This, I'm not sure if this is a veil or if this is actual steel as well, but, you know, protecting important parts. I feel like the colors here are very Garen colors. Gray, blue, white. Yeah. A little bit of yellow. I feel like those are the colors of Demacia, you know, as opposed to the red, crimson, kind of purple, dark of Noxus or something like that. Line Warrior and Palace Guard. Palace Guard has a cool helmet. It's like, even if he doesn't have a beard, it looks like he has a beard. Also looks like a little fin on top of his head. Or no, it looks like, you know, roosters have this little thing on their head. That's what it looks like. Awesome artwork. I like it. Okay, so wait, what? That's it. That's it. There is no other like dev video here or anything. Come on, this is Demacia. There should be more. Okay, so maybe that's actually good because I know some of you tipped me off on the fact that there is a League of Legends wiki, you know, and it has a lot more information that I can look at. So I think I'm just gonna go and check that out too. Okay, so I am on leagueoflegends.fandom.com/wiki/Demacia. And here we are. Da-da-da. Yeah, I read this. This is from the introduction from the website, actually. Governance, feudal monarchy, attitude towards magic, deny, level of technology, medium, general environment, fertile, countryside. Okay. Other related champions, what's that? Evelyn killed Vayne's parents. Okay, that took a little time to process. Israel traveled to Demacia in his expeditions. Okay. Fiddlesticks stalks the Demacian countryside for his next victims. Okay. Kindred took the life of a famous Demacian stage performer. Nocturne attacked a Demacian settlement. Rise stores several world runes inside a patricide forest in Demacia. Senna is Lucian's wife. We know that. Sion was killed by and slew King Jarvan first. So they... each other? Basically, is that what you're trying to say? Tarek is a former Demacian knight turned Targonian aspect. Okay. Talon is a wanted man in Demacia that Quinn was tasked with capturing. Vel'Koz attacked a Demacian soldier. Zoe is antagonistic towards Lux due to rumors of the latter's relationship with Israel. I know that like Lux and Israel have like a thing in their interactions, but I don't really know what's up with their lore. Like how are they connected to each other? How did they meet? What happened? Let me know. Okay, there's a little more detailed history. Oh, it's long. It's long. Ooh, you. Well, this is certainly a lot more detailed than the universe website, which kind of doesn't make sense. Like the universe website should have the most information. I don't even know what to deal with here because this is just way too long. This is way too much. Okay, we're just gonna go off of what I kind of think is sort of important or something that's interesting. And if anything is a little too specific to certain champions, I'm not gonna include that because once again, this is just about the general region, not really about the specifics of different champions. The history of Demacia and its culture stems from the cataclysm of the Rune Wars, where survivors who fled from the conflict had ventured into the west of Valorant with the hope of establishing safety away from the chaos. Some say it was while a cult of dark mages terrorized these displaced survivors that they hid in an ancient and petrified forest where the sorcerers that chased suddenly found their magic was made ineffective by the strange woods. Deciding to take advantage of the unique power from this environment, these vagabonds set up a permanent residence. So it's kind of interesting that petricide is not, I guess it's not a mineral. It's not a stone. It's some sort of wood. Eventually, knowledge of this curious new realm reached other refugees who came seeking asylum and solidarity from the magic that was ravaging the rest of Runeterra. Within a short time, the United Settlers had built themselves a sizable community, allied under a new nation they would come to call Demacia. Okay, so they started out actually as people oppressed by those who were abusing their magic powers to terrorize others. But with time, I guess they developed into this really strong nation that is now very hostile to any form of magic, which in the land of Runeterra, I'm assuming, is not always, you know, black and white, good or bad kind of thing. It's a lot more nuanced. But I guess considering their history, it's a little difficult for Demacia to strike a good balance, you know? Okay, so this stuff is all about Kael and Morgana. I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip that. Leave that for another day. So this information is from short stories and comics and all that. Yeah, like this one is from the Lux comic, and I'm not gonna read that because I wanna read the comic and I don't wanna know ahead of time what's gonna happen there. So I'm just gonna skip that and keep going. Wildlife. The land and coastal territories have an assortment of astounding creatures like the massive tuskvore. There are always more mundane animals like bats, ravens, seagulls, and wolves. Okay, you don't have to call bats mundane, okay? Or seagulls. Like, I like seagulls. Okay, so Quinn's pet is not the one that I was looking at. The raptor. It's not a raptor. It's a azurite eagle, which is an avian predatory species that lives in the northern parts of Demacia. Their name comes from their blue to almost azure-like feathers. Very rarely seen, these birds hunt small animals, but are also able to attack larger ones, such as horses and tuskivores, even sometimes unexpecting attacking humans. They are some examples of domesticated azurite eagles, such as Valor of Quen. Good. Yeah, let me read about the petricide trees. Like, what's up with that? Petricide trees are fossilized-like trees that were magically altered by world runes. They have magic dampening abilities as well as the ability to absorb magic. Several stories high, these white trees and their yellow leaves are as hard as stone. Ah, that's why it looks like a stone. The early settlers of Demacia discovered a petrified forest that can dispel magic and mix this wood with ash and lime into the resistant material that is called petricide. From this innovation, the walls of Demacia were established. The material used by Demacians in defensive walls, military, and public security. It is also used in Demacian architecture due to its white and elegant appearance. However, they are limited resources as the trees have stopped growing at the moment. The name of these trees was likely just derived from petrification, which literally means something organic turned into stone, or becoming stone-like, and the suffix "site" comes from Greek. Is there a Greek language in Runeterra? Oh, so the silverwing raptor is actually this the little legend. He looks a lot more like the bird, unlike the adult. Let's read a little bit about the culture of Demacia. From the natural sanctuary of Western Valorant, an ambitious new nation was built where all were welcome, regardless of station or background, so long as they contributed to the good of the whole. Yet despite the country's noble beginnings, the ideals of Demacia has twisted over the centuries. They're still driven by a common cause to disseminate benevolence in order for the betterment of their country. I'm sorry, my English teacher instinct is kicking in here, and I'm seeing a few mistakes here, but I'm not getting paid here for this. This is not my teaching job. While priding themselves as the moral vanguards of Valorant with their strength, courage, and unity. It's okay. This fragment is just here. It's fine. It's fine. But have adopted seemingly Why is this so poorly written? Who wrote this? Crime in any form is harshly punished. There are no misdemeanors within Demacia. Some detractors of Demacia who criticize far from the reaches of the nation claim this as proof of its inherent hypocrisy. Demacians counter this argument by pointing out that their justice system incorporates benevolence and mitigation into its verdicts. No one is punished without fair and just consideration of the circumstances involved. While others may continue to criticize the harshness of Demacian law, the Demacians stand by their convictions. So basically, don't break the law, know the rules, and did I say don't break the law? Magic is particularly rare in Demacia, and in the wake of how the country was formed, its people have been raised on folk tales about dark mages and powerful magic that had almost destroyed the world. Naturally, they have become suspicious of its power in all forms, like I observed earlier, where this fear in destructive magic has even extended to distrust in foreign people, which has flourished an insular nation that refuses to be inclusive with the rest of the world. The laws of stone dictate that any citizen or foreigner accepted inside the walls of Demacia, if a mage, is not allowed to use their magical abilities. The nation hides an ever-growing mage population by removing magical individuals from public society. Those discovered with the affliction of magic are either expelled from Demacia, turned to the kingdom's mage seekers, or the illuminators, secret orders tasked with guardian Demacia of magic. The unfortunate ones, such as rebel mages, are placed in secure petricide prisons specially designed to nullify magical abilities of its prisoners. Some mages were able to break out from prison after realizing petricide's true capabilities, such as Silas, the Unshackled. These rebels have started a mage revolution to topple the tyrannical anti-mage government. So this just gives you an idea of Demacia's internal conflicts, which spill over into their international, or not international, but external politics, I guess. Noble houses. So these guys have nobility. Oh, I thought Vane was her first name, but I guess her first name is Shauna and her last name is Vane. So each one of them has their own special, I guess, ability or responsibility. Bouvelles are into music and arts. Crown Guard are honorific given to the family charged with protecting the king. Laurent or Laurent are these duelists, and they're headed by Fiora. Light Shield include all the Jarvans, Catherine, and Zinzao there for some reason. They've been the royal family of Demacia continuously for the last 3 generations. I'm just saying. But Zinzao doesn't, let's just say, doesn't quite organically blend with the other ones here. But whatever. I'm sure there's a story behind all this. Let's keep going. Spirit Might, somebody named Catherine, but one of the most influential political forces in Demacia. Ah, okay. So she is the mom, the deceased mom of Jarvan IV. And then there's Vayne, or Shauna Vayne. I guess they were like a noble house, but only she survived. Not quite sure what they were famous for or why they were noble, but okay. And then there are relations to other regions here. I think because so far I haven't really explored all the regions. This may sound like foreign language to me a little bit, so I think I'll leave this for now and maybe go back to this later once I've explored all the regions, and then I can see how all of them are connected to each other with the information, you know, in my head, rather than just going into it right now and be like, what does that mean? What is that? Where is that place? Who is this? Trivia. Trivia is always fun. The name Demacia possibly puns on Greek demos, people, and Latin decem, 10. Anyway, I'm guessing we're just jumping out of the Runeterra universe suddenly and we just have to go by the real world standards here. I mean, sure. Like I mentioned in the comments to my Demacia react, people were saying that Fiora is French, and I was like, I didn't know there was France in Runeterra. Poppy currently keeps the Warhammer belonging to Demacia's founder, Orlan, possibly based on real life Orland. Common battle cry among Demacian soldiers is naturally Demacia! Did I not know that? In Season 9, the ranked emblems for the League system were redesigned. Demacia represents the emblem for the Challenger rank. So if you are the best at League, you are a Demacian. The stress accent of the name Demacia falls on the second syllable Demacia. Okay. Well, good to know I've been pronouncing it right this whole time. Demacian architecture was inspired by real-life Renaissance Florence, Constantinople, and Rome. Mainly Mediterranean and Adriatic architecture. Didn't I say this? Demacian colors are blue, white, and gold. Didn't I say this? I feel so smart for discovering all these on my own. Okay. And that pretty much concludes the page, the wiki page. I mean, I skipped over a bunch of things, but I got the general idea. I'm actually glad that I visited here because I feel like I got a better scope of Demacia and what it's all about, as opposed to just, you know, visiting the universe page and just seeing what is there. I feel like they didn't really update it or something. Like, some things are just like really missing from there. Like the music, for example, like there was music in the Shurima page. Why is it not on the Demacia page? I don't know. And also all the other animals. For some reason, there was only the spotlight for the Raptors. And I'm glad I got the explanation of what petricide is all about, not pesticide. Well, guys, how did you like this Explore the Lore? What do you think about Demacia? Do you like it? And who is your favorite Demacian champion? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. This was Zoya, the Russian Korean. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.